Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the three things from Manchester City to Everton 1 today at the Etihad. The Blues beaten for the first time under Carlo Ancelotti. First defeat in 6 as well since the Anfield derby. First thing I want to talk about today is the basics that Everton just don't do very well. The kind of thing that had Carlo Ancelotti turning his hair out on the touchline. Just simple things. You know, messing around with the ball at the back when we're under pressure from a team who presses brilliantly, like Manchester City. They're used to doing that. And we're taking chances at the back. And, you know, you can see Ancelotti throwing his arms up and screaming at them to get it forward. And there's just lots of little things we don't do well, but just basic stuff. You know, when we're under pressure, just get rid of the ball. Don't take chances. You know, stop trying to pass through people. Not, you know, especially in dangerous areas. Trying to do it in the final third, okay, you will take risks there because that's how you break these teams down unless you've got a third man runner. But other than that, you know, taking chances at the back and, you know, inviting pressure onto us. We did it so many times today that, you know, what you could see was getting frustrated on the touchline. You know, there's time to play and there's time to maybe go long when you've got someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin who can get on the end of stuff or knock it down. And I just thought there was just basic things we didn't do very well today. You know, we're under hitting passes and allowing them to stretch us and spring an attack on us. And we've got to get that out of our system. We've got to get a way of playing where players will do the basics. You've got to know how to win football matches or how to stay in games. It was like when we conceded the first goal. Shut up shop for the next 10 minutes. Get yourself back in the game or at least stay in the game. And we didn't. We were all over the place. And it's little things like that I think that he'll be working on most definitely about getting that shape. But just do the basics right. Do the basics right. Don't take chances. Defend properly. Get goal side. Get organised. And at the other end, find a shirt or have a shot if it's on. We just try to overcomplicate at times, and I think it just causes us issues. But these are all things, obviously, you know, Ancelotti and his team will be working on. But it's just frustrating at times that we seem to cause ourselves more problems than the opposition do at times. And today was Everton, because when you're playing against a team who's got the movement to Manchester City and who can attack at pace without even having Aguero, Sterling, you know, real proper top play, their top players on, but still cause us problems. You can't give the ball away as cheaply or make the same basic mistakes we did today without getting punished, and we were punished. That's my first thing today to take away from that. Second thing is VAR. I've got to talk about it because it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It's ruining the game, the way we watch the game. You know, me and Ped have always been a supporter of VAR because of what it should be. And it isn't, let's have it right. VAR literally just shows you what's happened. The people who interpret it are the issue. They're absolutely the issue. I don't understand how you can have referees doing it, personally, because it's the mates who are refereeing and everyone sees it very differently. Some referees will give something, the week later they won't give it. I feel as though in Germany, I think they use an independent team who does their VAR. But some of the things, you know, there was decision today. The Riyad Mahrez, one ball over the top. He's offside, or the linesman puts the flag up. It carries on. He handballs it twice in the thing, and then him and Dean come together and he goes down. Now, the referees blew his whistle, so everybody stopped. He didn't get the ball anyway, Pickford has it. So they're looking at the offside, then they review a penalty, but the referees blew his whistle. So that's the end of it. If he's blown his whistle, nothing can happen from it. But yet they're still looking at a penalty, but then showing the double handball. And the game stopped for about 3 minutes. And people inside the stadium are like, you checking what? It's just nonsense. We've seen it all over the weekend. We've seen goals chalked off for a heel. There was one today, Aston Villa. Okay, they went on and won the game, but the lad's heel, I don't know whether it was Grealish or Wesley, he's running back and it's his heel that they've given offside and a goal's disallowed. Now, Burnley could have gone on and won that game and Villa would have been, you know, struggling maybe and, you know, ultimately could cost them the Premier League status. So the interpretation of it is pathetic and it needs to be sorted immediately. We've seen this over the last few days absolute crazy decisions. You know, and something has to be done. And the Premier League have come out and said they're not going to change anything at the moment. And it's like, you need to, because this offside rule and things like that are just nonsense. When you're talking about millimetres, it's absolute nonsense. There needs to be some kind of middle ground, or we need to be giving the advantage to the attacker, or maybe your feet or 1 foot's got to be onside, so to speak, something like that, something where we can look at it and go, he's off because of that. Now, in that situation, City's goal would have stood today, but that's fine. That's fine if the goal that was chalked off, Phil Foden's goal, that's fine because we know the rules. I just think it's berserk, and I think it's berserk that there's different interpretations every week. It's nonsense. And the final thing for me today is that, again, today showed us, you know, where the squad is thin, and it'll show Carlo Ancelotti that we do need players. You know, players like Gylfi Sigurdsson just isn't quick enough. Delph isn't quick enough. That makeup doesn't work. Seamus Coleman, you know, coming to a time when he'll be moved on, I'm sure, or certainly he'll become the understudy to that right back. Obviously, Carlo Ancelotti's got to play what he's got to play at the moment. Injuries will dictate that, but today shows you when you play against the top team, and it's even a team that's got 3 youngsters in, like you had, or 3 or 4 young players in, and we were still nowhere near. What this squad needs is power and pace. It needs people who can get about the pitch in important areas, that being central midfield. I think we're, you know, obviously we're missing Jean-Philippe Gbamin, but we don't really know much about him, do we? So, but he's a big lad who can get about the pitch, so hopefully he'll be like a new signing when he comes back. Obviously, Andre Gomez, we're missing someone with that creativity and craft on the ball. We're missing him as well. But today, in games like this, I think Carlo Ancelotti will have learned more today than probably what he has done in the previous half a dozen games, the ones that he's watched and the 2 that he's managed as well. I think today shows you the difference in quality and where we need to get up to speed. And it was highlighted again today. The minute you come up against a team who's got movement and ability, we can't get near them. Now, okay, maybe week to week, and maybe if we'd have had a week's rest, we might have been able to get a bit closer. There will have been fatigue there today, but that you can't use that as an excuse. They had better players than us in the middle of the park, and that's the level we've got to reach. You know, and we give the ball away far too cheaply. Going back to point 1, doing the basics properly, we were just giving the ball up cheaply. So I think today will have been a good lesson for Carlo Ancelotti in terms of what the squad requires, and I think we've seen today that younger, quicker and more powerful players are needed because in general this squad is a decent squad, it really is, and obviously we're missing players and we need those players fit, but you know, there's still those holes in the squad that would make this team better, and certainly midfield, such a key area in the Premier League, that you have to have players that can compete, and we were just far too slow in there today. So I think it'll be a good learning exercise, so to speak, for Carlo Ancelotti today. Right, that's the 3 things that I've taken from today. City 2, Everton 1. Disappointed, but you know, we move on. You know, we've had a good run since the Anfield game. We took more points than probably people expected, and so we have to start again now. Certainly in the Premier League, we've got Brighton at home next, and I'd fancy us to get the 3 points there. Tricky game as it'll be. I expect us to win that and then carry on moving up the table and chasing everybody above us. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, join us on Patreon if you want more videos. Check out PED's match reaction and play rating, should be very interesting. And other than that, have a fantastic 2020. All the best, wishing you all a great new year. See you later.